Hi guys, this is Jeff. I'm going to just try to do a quick video on this Alpha Explorer Homage. If you don't feel like sticking around for the whole video, one thing about this watch is, it is small. It's something you probably already know. It's a 36 millimeter, but it is a very small watch. So, if you're not into small watches, this one's probably not for you. But yeah, let me give you the measurements on this. It's 36 millimeters in diameter. It's about 11.5 millimeters thick and about 43 millimeters lug to lug. The lug width is 20 millimeters. This has, let me see here. Yeah, these are just kind of, the end links, they're just folded. They're not solid end links, it doesn't look like. Has a display case back. I believe that this has a seagull movement in it. Sapphire crystal. This crown is screwed down. And it's pretty nice for the most part. I mean, to me, I think this is more like a 14270 Rolex. Kind of like that. The 1016 had a printed dial, but then the 14270 had the applied indices and stuff. So I think it's similar to that. And yeah, it's a nice little watch. The finishing on it, let's see here. The top of the lugs are brushed. And it's kind of like a circular brushing, but it's a little kind of, rough. It's not really that refined, the brushing on it. The bezel's nicely polished. Sides are nicely polished. Crown is signed with an A. Yeah, so finishing, it's a little rough there, if you could see that. The brushing there, it's a little rough, but it's still, I still like this watch for some reason. I still like it. The clasp is just a press clasp, stamped. Good amount of micro adjusts. I only had to take out one link for it, and then it fit pretty perfect. Let me put it on wrist. And yeah, it's comfortable. If you had a really big wrist, might be a problem for you. I mean, if you had a really big wrist, you probably wouldn't want the watch anyway, but you only got one extra link, but you do have a lot of micro adjusts. So I guess you could, if you had an 8-inch wrist or something, this should be able to work out for you, but it would be small. And this is the blue dial, and this dial is really more like a purple. Another one of those purple watches. It reminds me of like ink. From a ballpoint pen, if you've ever had it spill out or something like that. It's almost kind of a dark purplish, bluish more than black. And yeah, this blue dial is much more purple than blue. The pictures on the website make it look like a real nice solid blue, but when it came, yeah, this thing's pretty purple. But I still like it though. I mean, I think if you were going for a black dial, I mean, this one, it's darn near black. It's a little more interesting. It's very dark. I mean, even if I was wanted a black dial, this might be a good option. It's kind of a nice dial, but it's more like purple, a real dark purple, purple blue. And yeah, this watch, I mean, I think if you didn't have a watch or you're looking for your first watch, it depends on your wrist size. If you have a small wrist, this could work out for you. But I mean, yeah, if you have a big wrist, you may not like it. But then if you're, you have quite a few watches or a few watches, this could have a place in your collection, if you appreciate this, the styling, it's like a 14270 styling, kind of a vintage Rolex Explorer styling. If you appreciate that, then yeah, this is something that can, have a place in your collection, whatever you'd like to call it. This is it next to the T-Cell, and this is more of like a 214270. With the new Rolexes, like the most recent Rolex Explorer design in the 39. Yeah, you could see the size difference. Let me see. Big size difference. But yeah, for some reason I still like this watch. It's nice. It's like charming or something. There's something I like about it. I don't mind smaller watches. This could work when you got long sleeves on, button up, There's still just something I like about it. I wish the dial would have been a nice, you know, nicer blue instead of purple. But yeah, if you're looking at this one, let me wipe it off. If you're looking into this one, maybe just get the black dial. But this is kind of a cool purplish dial, you know. Yeah, hands are nice. I think the proportions are pretty good of the hands. Indices look nice. Lume's okay on it. Nothing to write home about, but the lume is okay. Now this one I actually gave to my wife, but you know, that's one good thing about getting watches like this. You could kind of share them with your wife. Let her wear it most of the time, you know, maybe every now and then wear it. But I have quite a few watches, you know. I'm really just wearing this T-cell a lot and switched up with divers sometimes. But yeah, this is really comfortable and I just wear this one a ton. And at this price point, you know, I wouldn't get too, you know, I wouldn't be too bent out of shape if it got messed up or something, you know. But yeah, these are about 120. I got it off the Alpha website. Took a pretty long time to come. And their communication isn't that great. You know, I sent them an email telling them, like, you know, I really wasn't happy with this dial color. You're showing a really blue dial on your website, and then you send me this dark purple. And no reply back, so let that be known. If you're buying this off the Alpha website, you know, I can't lie to you and say they got great communication, you know. So they also sell these off eBay. But yeah, all in all, I think it has its you know, has its place. If you own a few watches, you're into this size, you know, 36 millimeter. There's not a ton of 36 millimeter watches out there, you know. I think that probably the Chinese companies will start to make some more, you know. There's a lot of people that appreciate a smaller watch, these kind of vintage size and look to it. But yeah, it's really not a bad watch. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, I did give it to my wife. You know, my wrist is 7 1/4. This is something I appreciate, but I probably, you know, wouldn't wear it that often. But she likes it and could wear it. Smaller wrist, she could wear it. If you're somebody that has a Bambino or something like that, or Aunt Bambino, you probably appreciate this. Sapphire crystal on a bracelet. But alright guys, just letting you check this one out. Alright.